I have been talking, and we said there should be a Friends trip with everybody on Bravo who had their own show, like Jackie Warner and Tabatha and Jonathan. We should all go away together and create a whole new thing. You know, because it doesn't always have to be Housewives.
Well, when Tabatha was here, I said to her, I brought that exact point up, and I said, who would you like in your house? So since you brought this up, who would you like in your friend's house? I think it's a great idea.
I don't know if the only thing I was thinking, do you take a housewife like Kim Zolciak? I would take, because I'm friends with her, and put her in the house because she had her own show too. I mean, clearly Bethany doesn't want to come back. She could have been there too. She had her own show. But I think it should be all the originals who had their own show. Even if it was Paula Abdul one season, which David is dying. Paula, who's a friend.
When Patty and I talked about this
like,
off
Paula
air,
Abdul.
and she was giving me her list, and I'm like, okay, she's like, Paula. I'm like, yes.
She had one season.
Yeah,
and
that counts.
Remember, she was exhausted. And her ex-manager is my manager and my friend, so Larry. And so I said, okay, that'd be really cool. Like, I can imagine Jeff and Paula. That'd be amazing, by the way. And Jeff Lewis and all, like, even Jonathan.
Rachel Zoe.
God, can you imagine if she said yes? I would die.
I actually think she'd be one of the, you know who would be the last
Who?
person to say yes? I can tell you right now.
Who?
I bet you Kelly Cutrone would not do it.
But Kelly could, I mean, I'm friends with Kelly, so that would be easy for me. Rachel, I know, we grew up in the same town. She's a little bit younger than me. I would like her to style me the whole show. Just style me. I'll just look pretty and sit still, and I'll let you do the talking. And she can say bananas all day like, and shut the front door, and all her favorite isms. And then, by the way, the reason the light looks better on Bravo, we must give an applause, is to Rachel Zoe. I fought for Rachel Zoe lights forever. And then the queen of it all, Miss Vanderpump, Lisa, she got a pink light. I was like, I need lights, because they used to make me so dark in my interviews, and I'd scream, why did Rachel Zoe have this beautiful light and it blows her out? It took me 5 years to get lights, and I put it in my contract after a while. Yeah, because one day Marcellus Wiley came in to shoot, and we were in a hallway and there was a glare, and he, being on ESPN, he brought his own light. And I was like, what's that? I want that. We didn't have lights in the beginning. It's very gritty and dark and awful. I mean, we had lights, but not the light, not the diva ring light.
Not the light like we have
think
right
about
now.
all the
like,
influence.
we have good light right now.
I mean, who's selling these diva lights in China? I want to own those companies. Come on. Every week I'm buying something new.
And Vanderpump had a pink light?
Yeah, she had a pink light. Well, it was because, and I'd say, I want that. And my showrunner's like, oh, you don't need it. It's because I don't want to get it, but.
Interesting.
But to be honest with you, it's Rachel Zoe who changed the game. We all wanted to look like her. Her style, her house was so adorable. I loved everything.
Listen, that was
I bought chairs.
Best.
I bought chairs because she had them. I bought a dining room table that was similar. I went to places she went to. And I mean, and it was like, Brad was there and crying all the time. And Taylor, I was doing a show, and my stylist, who was a crazy mania, I won't talk about him, how bad he was, but he ended up getting fired. He was Taylor's counterpart on they were going to do an LA style show back in the day. And I was like, oh my God, to see Taylor back. Taylor should come into the house. There you go. Taylor should be in it. I know she didn't own the show, but Taylor should be in the house.
What about, do you want Kathy Griffin?
It's controversial. I'd have to think on that.
I mean,
one.
she's working. She's touring and
I
stuff.
was friends with her. Like, we got along great. I'd have to think about her. That's a Bravo decision. But
I'm not sure Bravo
would
go
see, here's
there.
the problem. And I don't agree with a lot of things people do. If you know the secrets behind the closed doors, kind of like hairdressers. Hairdressers know all your secrets. They don't go out and talk about them. Even if they disagree with your political affiliations, your religious beliefs, or even just your crazy crack that you do. They don't talk about them. So I've had horrible times with certain networks, and I would never say a bad word about them. Okay? They have jobs to do that they have people to report to, and certain things may not go my way, and they have their reasons. I mean, my development person at Bravo, Shari Levine, I'd say, I want this and I want that. And she'd say, we can't because of this, this, this. And she always explained why. And I was like, all right, she's got a point. So I don't think I would ever trash a network. I'm not one of those people that says negative things. I look at positive.
No,
too.
you're not.
I mean, I'm critical on my show because I have to get you on a date with a millionaire. So I have to do what the millionaire wants. But to be honest with you, I would never trash a network. It's just not that's why I don't know if I would do that. And they probably wouldn't take her back anyway.
Well, darling, I was on your show as one of your millionaires. And yes, you told me, well, I said I hate people. You were not happy with that.
Okay, but tell them what you had to do that nobody in history.
And you told me you were not happy. You called me. I was basically the superficial bitch and you were not happy.
Okay, so David was insecure and he was obsessed with looks. So we made him walk around New York City in a fat suit. And I mean, it's probably an iconic episode. I was talking about that today, and it changed him because he is the most sweetest, loving, non-critical. And the idea of his looks of what boyfriend he'd want is not a 10. You're not always going for the muscle, drop dead gorgeous. You're like, no, you're not as superficial as you used to be. You changed a lot. I think I worked on you very hard. I was really mean.
Is it all because
I was really mean at points. I was mean at points. But I had to tough love you. I have 45 minutes to tell a story and 1 week to shoot. What do you want me to do?
You can throw a twink in there. I don't always need a muscle guy. You can throw a couple twinks in there, Patty.
I know. You're like Andy.
Yeah,
you're like
I'm
Twink
like, okay.
City.
I like a big age range, but I don't need the muscles. I don't need the muscles.
No, you like the money.
Hey, listen, I've said this before.
Muscles are money, David. Muscles are money.
Either age appropriate and well off, or you could be young and broke.
Find us well off, right?
Yeah.
In this economy, people are just not spending like they did before. It's crazy.
Times are tough.
I mean, I'm waiting for someone to put a coupon down when you eat dinner. Like you go, you know how you go to a group of 6 and they won't split the check? I'm waiting for that person who's so cheap to put the coupon down. Jill and I, Zarin and I is my best friend. She and I don't drink. So I'm not sober because I'm an addict. She isn't either. I get headaches and I just don't feel good. I'm very similar to Margaret Josephs. So we go out and people can drink under the table these $100 bottles of wine. And I was always nervous and I put my my card in and I never said. Jill gets up. Patty and I are not paying for your alcohol. And Gary was drinking and I was like, okay. So she's like, take it off the bill. You can
right. I mean, listen. Yeah.
She protected me.
See, now I could see Jill speaking up and just being like, there's 12 of us and I'm not doing the alcohol.
We went to a certain very famous restaurant in Beverly Hills. I want to out it so bad.
You could out it.
I'm not because I don't want to get in trouble. And I'll say it was a beautiful restaurant. It's very well known in Beverly Hills.
Craig's.
And they have a prefix and they have a la carte. And they were pushing on the prefix. So we ordered a la carte. Me, David, Gary, and Jill, and they started giving us stuff that we didn't ask for. And they did to the table next door. And they were like, if you didn't spend enough money. And it was empty, the restaurant. And it was a very famous restaurant. I cannot say.
Polo Lounge.
No. Polo Lounge is my favorite. No.
It's
McCarthy
my absolute favorite.
It was something you would never think of. And Jill and I were like, what are you doing? And they were trying to push money. It was
Really?
It was post-pandemic, and it was the economy.
Well,
it was like when
here's
we
a
were
free,
just
here's a
first
free
opening up.
like we're going to put this down, you didn't order, and then it's on the bill?
Yes.
I have a problem with that.
And they kept bringing, you didn't pay enough, because they wanted the prefix. And it's something it's like family sharing. And the couple next door to us were having the same story. And I was like, and the restaurant was empty, and this place used to jam. And I was like, wow, it really, and the food wasn't good.